think fast. Everything is neutral. All your actions are all neutral. It's the observer who, places good or bad on your, it's their perception of what's quote unquote good or bad that creates your, that turns your actions into something that's quote unquote good or bad. But, we all are committing neutral actions, whether, we like to know so or not, and that's the thing. You do a neutral action, and then so and so over here is like, well, that's bad from my conditioning and from my experience that I chose in this incarnation to go through all these different things and this and that, and from what I learned and picked up on my experience, and being taught that there's a good or bad wrongfully. You know what I'm saying? And when I say wrongfully, if I caught that, when I say wrongfully, it's not the wrong or right in that either. But somebody being this is good, but again, it's all from that person's little things they were taught, from how they grew up. Not having a mom, having a dad, having a little cousin die at the age of 1. You know, auntie died of cancer. Like all those different things create a certain experience for that person to say, "Hey, I think that's good." And then the other person, go through whatever they go through, whatever, and then they have their perception. You see where, in general, like where our perception is through, again, like the uniqueness of our experience. That's why as souls we choose to, certain thing we choose for certain things to happen to us because it gives us a certain perspective. Like say for instance, me choosing to have you know part of my family, one side of my family owned a funeral home, the other side didn't own nothing on that level, so I got to see, like, you know the element of having the things a little bit and not, like, and that gave me a certain outlook, and I carried myself a certain way because I observed that coming up. So all your experiences, shape your perception and your outlook on situations. But the judgment of good and bad, all those good and bad, right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. There's no good and bad. It's just experiences. Oh, it's wrong that my daddy passed away. I mean, all right, that's something that's natural, that's gonna happen. So it's just always gonna be wrong. You know what I'm saying? The next situation gonna always be wrong. Always have you mad if you choose to look at it as right or wrong. It's like it's no right or wrong to no situations. And again, we all doing neutral acts. Is the observer who places, the good or bad tag, or right or wrong tag. And again, and when I say observer, not the observer in the sense of like being in the now, when like you are, like, matter of fact, like being in that neutral spot observer, like, so matter of fact, not, I ain't talking about that observer. I'm just speaking in the sense of the word observer. You know what I'm saying? But because you do have, like, when we're talking about, being in the now and being present, you want to be the observer. And the observer, matter of fact, which is ironic, that the one I was just talking about is opposite to this one. But the observer in this case, when you're being present and in the now, is you having that ability to not see no wrong or right, no good or bad, but just to observe. You see somebody get slapped in the face, you like, you know what I'm saying? It's just an experience that you happen to observe. Now, of course, because we are here on a human experience, you're gonna have some type of nudge towards some type of emotion or feeling about it. But it's to realize ultimately, like, that it's just, it's a neutral situation. Only through the teachings of, you know, the moralistic human vibe of, like, right or wrong, but like in the real the real essence of the true knowledge of our soulful self, and how things really are in essence. There's no good or bad, there's no right or wrong. And again, you see it in the lessons we have in life. You have a situation where something bad might happen, but that bad thing turn into, a situation where you end up, getting some money or starting your business or, meeting your spouse or whatever the case may be off a bad situation. So again, it's no right or wrong. Matter of fact, you got cops that gun down people, and some people think that's right. Some people think it's right to choke out a man selling loose cigarettes, but in the same breath think it's right for somebody who rape others and own slaves to have a statue put up for them. And for them not to get choked out. Some people right and wrong, right and wrong is a perception, obviously. you know, I think of I came across D.L. Hughley talking about that on a interview, but like with the South losing the Civil War situation, the South getting praised for that. That's the first time you see a loser, get praised, get a trophy. You know what I'm saying? But in somebody's perception, Robert E. Lee should have a statue. And somebody's perception is right. To matter of fact, like it's right to big up those people, but then get mad at other people for doing things that's not as nearly as bad as the next. And you see how it's all a perception. Like it's just all experiences. It's no right or wrong. It's no good or bad on nobody's side. You know, it's just again, it's just experiences.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right. Because I know a lot of people think to the fact of, well, man, so and so harming this person, harming that person. That's it's not bad when you think of the big scope of things. Everybody, before we came down here, we had some type of choice in our experience, and if you're going through something, it's some type of lesson you chose for yourself. So if a person go through something that seems bad to our moralistic human system, again, it's something that was meant to happen. Like, when you feel like, oh man, poor, that's bad that the people gotta sleep outside and do this and that. But I mean, it is what it is. So don't make no mistakes. So you could say it's bad, but it must have it must be a type of a cause from a effect. Effect from a cause, however you want to say it. But again, no right or wrong. We all doing neutral stuff. Everybody neutral. And you see that's where too why people really don't want to have people with that overstanding, because they feel like some people not going to be able to, well, if there's no right or wrong, people just going to do anything and everything. Well, no, if you do the work, you align your chakras and you're doing the work to even be able to deal with this knowledge on a certain type of level, you're not even gonna have the urge to do nothing outside of outside of the natural order of things that should be done. So there's nothing like, oh, well, no right or wrong, everything gonna go crazy and everybody just gonna feel like you could kill somebody and that's neither right or wrong or this and that. And that's where you see the people who gonna feel like that is gonna be people who are being fearful. If you were in your heart space, you wouldn't be scared of what might go wrong, in the future, not being in the moment of that everything is cool right now. You know what I'm saying? Why are you all in the future? What ifing? All in the future, what ifing? All in the past, talking about where they this might have happened in the past. Well, you know, some things we gotta reference the past, but switch it up, you know. And again, it's not being all fearful and what if and about the future, you know. Go with the flow in the moment. Everything will fall in place. You know, like the little Superman Batman dynamic. Or Batman, like, what if Superman, what if Superman, what if Superman? Man, if you don't get your fearful ass, if you don't go sit down somewhere with your little belt ready to use your little gadgets, and let Superman live, you know. But again, we just want to realize that everything again is neutral. No good, no bad, no right, no wrong. Oh, slavery was wrong, man. So you gonna tell me slavery wasn't wrong? It takes the light for the dark to exist, the dark for the light to exist. If slavery didn't exist, you wouldn't know what freedom is. You know, and say for instance, if just freedom existed, it would exist on a level where you wouldn't even know of nothing else existing, so you could perceive that to be either something good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the experience, you know. There's no and it's all again one side. In order for us to exist on some type of physical level, contrast was needed, you know. In order for something to be fucking wet, you gotta have dry. In order for something to be hot, how in the hell everything just gonna be everything if there's no hot and cold? It's just like it is what, you know, it just, you know. So it takes that other for the other one to exist, you know. So if you enjoy the luxuries of freedom, you know, then that polar opposite have to exist, which is slavery, you know. Which, again, from a moralistic human perspective, of course, it's not cool to feed people children to alligators and, you know, castrate people and make them work for 400 years and, you know, all that good stuff, you know. But, you know, again, as human morals and the realness of it, you know, that's the pressure that makes a diamond. So, I mean, you know, everybody like a diamond, you know, or talk about shining like one, or the sun, or, you know, it takes pressure to make that diamond, you know, and it takes heat to make a sun, you know. Now, if you judging, you know, like, oh man, pressure is bad, well then you don't get nothing good out of your situation. And look, see good, but you don't get that, you know what I'm saying, that joy out of your situation, because, you know, you chose to see the pressure as something bad, so you don't get to, you know, become a diamond, because pressure is bad, you know, and it's neither bad or good, but the pressure is what it takes to be that diamond, you know. So it is what it is, but that's it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibe rate. The rate at which we're vibing. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.